In this video, you're going to learn how to use structure to improve your explanations in an oral exam. What do I mean by structure? I mean using an introduction, body, and a conclusion to explain or argue your point of view, organizing your ideas in a structured manner which makes it easy to follow, and using a systematic approach to present your ideas in an identical way every time you present an argument. So what does this look like? So here's a possible solution for a structured argument. You have your introduction, where you're going to talk about what you're going to talk about. You have your body, where you're going to explain why you're talking about this, and you want to give examples. You also want to try to use conditionals, for example, or such as, if I had known, I would have done something. And also you want to have a bit of a conclusion where you review your arguments. So what does this sound like? So using this structure, let's go ahead and give an example. So let's say the question you are asked is, what are 3 qualities of a great manager? In your introduction, you would say what your 3 qualities are. In your body, you explain why those are your 3 choices. And in your conclusion, you would review them. So let's say my 2 qualities of a great manager are communication and leadership. So this is what it would sound like. So what are the qualities of a great manager? The 2 qualities in my mind of a great manager are leadership and communication. So let me explain these 2 ideas a little bit more. Leadership is very important in a manager because if they don't present themselves in such a way where I want to follow what they ask me to do, they're not presenting themselves as a very good leader. So for example, my previous boss didn't have very good leadership skills. If he had those skills, I would have followed his instructions much closer because I would have considered him a leader. Secondly, communication. Communication is very important for a manager to have because if a manager does not have good communication skills, the directions that they give are unclear or not as clear as they could be. And as a manager, you have to make sure you communicate your ideas clearly. Because if you don't communicate your ideas clearly, the instructions that you give will not be understood. Therefore, the actions you want to be taken will not be taken. In conclusion, the 2 main things a great manager needs to have is leadership and communication. If they have those 2 things, I feel that they are a great manager. So that's an example of what it may sound like if you're doing an oral exam. So let's break down the structured approach. In the introduction, you give some context as to what you're going to be explaining. Think about things like what, when, and where. In the body of your argument, you present your ideas that you have chosen in this particular, why you have chosen this particular reason, and you give examples using conditionals. In the conclusion, you want to review your arguments briefly. Also, be sure to use transition words in your introduction, body, and conclusion to demonstrate that you have a broad range of vocabulary. So if you like what you see, please subscribe for more.